lost a woman named Rose in the spring of '71. Fever took her in 3 days, didn't even say goodbye. Left me standing in the doorway of a life I didn't recognize, with nothing but her name still ringing somewhere deep inside. That fall I rode to Dodge City with nothing left to lose. Bought a chestnut mare from an old trail hand along the road. She had rose gold in her coat and something soft behind her eyes that reminded me of someone. So I gave her what I owed. I called her Rose because some things you can't let go of. You just give them a new name and you carry them along. We rode the goodnight loving trail together through the years, through the blizzards of the San Juans and the dry New Mexico heat. She never asked me why I talked to her on long cold nights about a woman with the same name and the way she used to speak. I told her things I never told another living soul, about that spring in '71 and everything I lost. She turned her head and listened like she understood it all, like she knew that love's a river, doesn't care about the cost. I called her Rose because some names are prayers you keep repeating, even when the one you're praying for is gone beyond the dawn. Old Rose, you have carried me through everything I am, every ridge and every river, every drought and every sand. You carried her name gently when I couldn't carry it alone. Oh, Rose, you have carried me, and Lord, you carried her all the way home. She's 31 this spring, which is ancient for her kind. Her legs have gone to trembling and her eyes have gone to gray. The vet rode out from Leadville, said, "She ain't in pain yet, partner, but the kindest thing you've got left is to not let it go that way." I stood there in the silence of the barn for a long time, thinking about doorways in the springs that take things fast, thinking how you spend a whole life learning how to hold on, then spend the rest of it just learning how to last. I called her Rose because I thought if I kept saying it, somehow she'd never really fully slip away. I led her to the meadow where the cimarron runs sweet, where we used to stop for water on the drive to Abilene. Brought an apple and some sugar, and I sat down in the grass, the way a man sits down when he's done running from a thing. I told her about 71 and the doorway and the fever, told her how her name had kept two souls alive out on the trail. She turned and looked at me the way she always did at dusk, like she was both of them at once, like love doesn't ever fail. I called her Rose, and she became her, somewhere on the good night loving trail, somewhere in the dark. There are men who'll tell you that a horse is just a horse, and grief is just a season that eventually moves on.